What's up, everybody? I am back. My name is Z, and this channel shows you the world through my lens. I know it's been a long time. Took a big break. My son was off school, off preschool, and so I was basically in like full-time dad mode. It was very, very hard, very fun, but it's yeah. But we're back, and I'm very excited. This dropped on Thursday, but literally, then my son got sick on Friday night, Saturday morning, and today he's better and well enough to go back to preschool. So he was home again for like several days, or a few days, 4 days, whatever it was. Um, this is the life, you know. This is the life with kids. I don't know how many times you guys have heard me say that could be my new intro. I'm back from sick leave. But anyways, very excited. I know this dropped last Thursday. I so badly wanted to do it right away, but it premiered at 11 p.m. my time, and I'm usually asleep by like 9:30, 9:45, 10 if it's a stretch because I wake up at 3:45 in the morning to go work out before I have to come back home to wake my kids up, you know? So this I just couldn't do it. So this is the first opportunity I have to record this. I'm very excited. I didn't want to come into it unprepared, so I just finished rewatching for the third or fourth time, I don't know, Vincent's Tale, self-portrait, right? So I just finished that, just to remind myself of what was going on, what's happening. It ended with Richard, the officer, making the arrests on the floor, right? So that's where we left off. So we're gonna jump into this right now. I don't know if you guys can see, but I've bought my very cheap starter guitar. I think it cost me like $30, something like that, $30. So it said on there like this is not supposed to be like a high quality long term thing. It's like a basic entry level like beginner practice stuff. It came with this sheet that just shows you like, you know, finger positions to practice some chords or to practice your positioning with some chords. I've literally just like tried tuning it and tried like one chord. And right away, I can tell you this is going to be a very challenging journey. But because I realized it's going to be a challenging journey, I am going to try to record it for you guys so you guys can maybe get some entertainment out of it. But yeah, just like the coordination of like putting my hands there, my fingers are really big too. So I'm trying to place them in a way where they're not infringing on the you know strings that they're not supposed to be touching. So this is going to be an interesting challenge, and I thought you guys can jump in and join in. Anyways, all of that aside, enough talking. Let's jump in. This is over 10 minutes long. So great. Welcome back, Ren. Thanks, man. This is going to kill me, right? Yeah, I have a feeling. I know when he does these, when they're this long, I know it's going to take me out. Whatever. It looks like we're in a prison now. The bedroom. Bro, how he do that so smooth? Like I mean, again, I just started, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying that, you know, you know what I'm just saying. I'm just saying, just. Wow. Nah, this is insane.
Anger. Have you
Oh,
ever felt anger with nowhere to
yeah.
place it? Vincent felt cold, neglected and jaded, impotent, empathy castrated, look for the new thing.
Impotent, empathy, castrated, bro.
Anger. Have you ever felt anger with nowhere to place it? Vincent felt cold, neglected and jaded, impotent, empathy castrated, look for the new thing. Always look for the new thing, but never look inside, never look within, without, above, below, same thing. Wait, it gets deeper than that. The insane thing is sane man living in insane terrain, contorn insane.
Wow, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I don't want to overpause, but that was super dope what he just did right there, right? Because we talk. I mean, we've talked a lot about in his with the subject matter that he touches on. I feel like religion and that type of stuff comes up a lot, right? So
Look for the new thing, but never look inside, never look within, without, above, below, same.
within, without, above, below, and that's so interesting because he says same thing, right? He's saying that where I think maybe people who are believers will see that as different things, but at the end of the day, whether let's say without might be representation of believing that there's nothing in terms of like let's say a higher power or something that is just us on this place through evolution and through happenstance and whatever we're here. And if that's the case, people who are believers would say, well, that's a lack of belief, but really that is also belief in something that we came from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's a very interesting thing that he's doing there. And I think you could probably extrapolate that and really talk about it in depth in talking about belief, when he says within, without, above, below, all of this stuff. I feel like you could really get into it and maybe talk about it on a deeper level of what he's touching on there. But anyways, I probably did too much right there anyways.
Wait, it gets deeper than that. The insane thing is sane man living in insane terrain, contorn insane brains that are kind of deranged, strange, without the factor of cause and effect. Factually, the man's a casualty of constant neglect. Let's start at the start. Vincent was born in the dark, home birth to a mother, painted scars on her arm. Track march from the dragon, China white in the palm, shooting up the birth canal. Vinny fell out like yarn, tumbled out himself.
Whoa. Okay, this is a bad start.
Vincent was born in the dark, home birth to a mother, painted scars on her arm. Track march from the dragon, China white in the palm, shooting up the birth canal. Vinny fell out like yarn, tumbled out, himself unraveling, and that was the theme. Exceptionally average grade, spray with low self.
Bro, that is such a sick way. Fell out like yarn, because we've all seen like the yarn ball fall out. So just, but then for him to take that, like, it's like, okay, well, he could have said fell out like anything. But for that specific word yarn to then lead into the unraveling and what that can mean for like the explanation of somebody's life course, that's dope.
Like yarn,
that's dope.
Tumbled out, himself unraveling, and that was the theme. Exceptionally average grade, spray with low self-esteem. From the fire to the frying pan, painting it green. When it's the cash that rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, funny bin. He weren't ever good at hustling, shitty job. Cash that rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, funny bin. He weren't ever good at hustling, shitty jobs that he was dead and stocking started a combustion, nothing. Pulled him out of debt, the debt collector's rushing to be stripping him of everything. Eventually, there's nothing. The cycle is a cycle for a psychopath on ice.
Sorry. I always do this because I share my I share my YouTube with like a lot of my family because everybody's cheap and doesn't want to pay for premium, so they use my premium account. Um, and they always turn the captions on, and I always forget to turn them off too late.
He was dead and stocking, started a combustion, nothing. Pulled him out of debt, the debt collector's rushing to be stripping him of everything. Eventually, there's nothing. The cycle is a cycle for a psychopath on ice. The day repeats, the days are weeks, the weeks are most your life. When the day's done, it's the same one. It's a repeat, it's a rerun. A deja vu religion, a foreboding of a prison. Whole Britain, Great Britain, how Britannia ruled the waves. We started out with intentions and we ended up like slaves. Drink to kill the tension, but the drinks cost your wage. What helps you is what kills you when you're living too DK.
Damn, that was sick. What helps you is what kills you when you're living 2DK. I mean, he's touching on some stuff here, man. Like, and this is a very personal thing, but alcohol is poison. But, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, nothing. You got to live your life, and you got to do the things that allow you to operate and all that stuff. Like, it's all good.
Drink to kill the tension, but the drinks cost your wage. What helps you is what kills you when you're living too DK.
That might have been some real drink right there.
So it goes. Vinny starts to drink to let go.
Ooh.
Soon he's drinking, cause when he don't drink, every day is a day on death row. So he drinks so he don't have to think. Mercy. Days bittersweet. When the spirit that's inside of him sinks in his teeth, and the months turn over, May to October. More days pissed than the days he spent sober. Skin looks older, demeanor gets colder. Sledgehammer swing to that chip on your shoulder. A cold prison deep in alcoholism. 40
Sledgehammer swing to that chip on your shoulder. Ugh, God. Man, he's so smooth with it. That transition to the singing, and then from the singing to this kind of like more melodic rap delivery that we're getting here. And just the smoothness with the multi-syllable rhyme schemes, all of it is just done so flawlessly. Man.
Swing to that chip on your shoulder. A cold prison deep in alcoholism. 40% proof, no juice. Inhibition get loose by decision and taboos. When we're living for the booze, who's who he lose himself to? 1, 2, many 1, 2, 3 shots down.
Who's he lose himself to?
Who's who he lose himself to? 1, 2, many 1, 2, 3 shots down. Drown those sorrows up in London town. If we in for a penny, we in for a pound. Fate comes full circle. Now it's Vinny boys round.
Oh, I did not expect that. Okay. So I guess we're getting Richard's Tale in this. And that's see, he's sneaky with that, because on the outset we saw the thumbnail, we saw the title of the video. We're thinking this is a continuation of Vincent's Tale, even though in the previous Vincent's Tale, the self-portrait, it ended with saying Richard's Tale coming soon. So very, very cool way to kind of, blindside us with this. I'm about it. Okay. Whoa. I like the beat. Heavy. Dark.
Sirens start singing as the screws murder silence. Stand on my Miranda, my right to remain violent. One man's resistance is another man's tyrant. When tyrants make the laws, they go to war with non-compliance.
One man's resistance is another man's tyrant. Bro, if you just take that line right there, he's outdone like majority of the rappers that are out there in terms of like trying to say something with your music. This is a thing that comes up so much, right? And I think I've said this several times from his music because he's just so good at doing this. Perspective is everything in life, and whatever side each person is on, they are so adamantly sure that their way is the right way and the other person is crazy. But the other person thinks the exact same thing, right? That is so dope. Wow.
Murder silence, stand on my Miranda, my right to remain violent. One man's resistance is another man's tyrant. When tyrants make the laws, they go to war with non-compliance. Locked up, Vinny been locked up since his mother knocked up. Kitty grew up fast, pulled his socks up, chop chop. Keep that credit top. Time is money, tick tock. Quantify the price upon your soul and then it's chop shop. Not particularly special, Vinny spent his life a vessel for the musings of the devil. Repetition caused some issues, turned a hide into a jackal. Building pressure in the kettle, bubble up to boiling level. Ooh man, he's a mad lad, falling on the warpath. Vinny split the atom like a Nagasaki bloodbath. Skies are raining black ash. In the kettle, bubble up to boiling level. Ooh man, he's a mad lad, falling on the warpath. Vinny split the atom like a Nagasaki bloodbath. Skies are raining black ash, copper car lights flash. Red and blue kaleidoscope, some folks don't like that. Never mind, just a victim of society. The one that serves you alcohol and sells you your sobriety. The one that sells you sex as it pedestals virginity. The one where we elect these lying pests with God ability. 1 to the 2 to the 3.
I'm just trying to think, do I have time today? I don't know. But I'm going to spare everyone. But listen, we just got to hear that again.
The one where we elect these lying pests with God ability. 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 1. Our boy spun his own web-fed tarantulas come like 9 to the 9 to the 9 through his Christ timelines into set. Rich's fate was designed.
Production is crazy.
Paint the picture, set the scene. It's 2019. Richard and a boy named Screech. The hands of fate, they touch and read. Siblings buried, blood it bleeds. Etched in Richard's memories. Thoughts a model, troubled sleep. Takes a time of absently. Hitting the bottle to soften the blow in the walls of yourself. And there's nowhere to go. And his friends on the force, they don't call, they don't show. Go to therapy, raggedy, seem to plateau. And
his friends on the force, they don't call this. Yeah, listen. So now I can see what he's about to touch on. I feel like he's about to touch on PTSD. And how people deal with being exposed to traumas, right? And what's so interesting here is him talking about Vincent's turning to the bottle with like his life events and where it's led him. And you have somebody who you could potentially say is a polar opposite in Richard. Now, we don't know his backstory, so I could be wrong about that. But at least from the outset, like from the outside looking in, you look at these two individuals, they're on opposite sides of the law. One person's job is to stop this other person. This person wants to get away. And you're now starting to immediately see where a parallel can come in, because at the end of the day, we're all human and we all, are going to be affected by traumas. Regardless of what the traumas are, we're affected by them, and then we're looking for solutions. And a lot of the times we do end up using similar or the same solutions, right? This is interesting.
Richard's memories. Thoughts a model, troubled sleep. Takes a time of absently. Hitting the bottle to soften the blow in the walls of yourself, and there's nowhere to go. When his friends on the force, they don't call, they don't show. Go to therapy, raggedy, seem to plateau. When his popo went loco and whoa so low.
Therapy seems to plateau. Friends on the force, they're not calling.
Go when his friends on the force, they don't call, they don't show. Go to therapy, raggedy, seem to plateau. When his popo went loco and whoa so low that his mojo no mono rebound no yo-yo, and so the time it moved slow-mo. You see the case was.
I love that he did that. His mojo is no mo. the way he did that sequence is really
With the
cool.
go when his friends on the force, they don't call, they don't show, go to therapy. Regularly seem to plateau when his popo went loco and woe so low that his mojo no mono rebound no yo-yo, and so the time it moved slow-mo. You see the case was never closed cause the motive was confusing. Orphan killed his sister but his sister was removed when the mother died in childbirth, but dying womb life brings. The cycle of samsara always was quite amusing. Brother killed his sister but
Samsara, that's a Buddhist belief, right?
life brings. The cycle of samsara always was quite amusing. Brother killed his sister but the records seem to show the brother never met his sister, didn't even know. So the tragedy was a catastrophe, a fate fucked up. Rich just losing sleep while his whole family's talked up.
Okay, I absolutely love how the production is like changing through these different sections. I almost wonder if it's maybe on purpose. Well, obviously it's on purpose, but maybe it's designed to represent the different phases that he may be going through potentially. Let's see.
Family's talked up.
Therapy. Live edge table. Nice.
The 5 stages of grief is a common psychological model often used to provide
Okay, so literally as I said that, the first thing he says 5 stages of grief. So that's perhaps what's going on.
The 5 stages of grief is a common psychological model often used to provide reassurance to all those stricken by loss. For loss comes with a cost like frostbite, shockingly cold, paving the road to decomposure, decomposing your soul. 1. Denial, pretending for a while, reality.
See, that's super dope. That way he did that, using frostbite, decomposing. Yeah, because frostbite, it kills your skin and your flesh and everything. So that's technically what's happening, right? It's like decomposing. Oh, that's sick.
Decomposing your soul. 1. Denial, pretending for a while, reality retired, but everything is changing. Richie lost the will to smile. How to reconcile when murdering a child. The 2nd stage is anger, feel it bubbling the bile. Anger, damn the man that served the hand that wrote the plan. If God is will that's good and grand, then damn we are. We all are damn forsaken by creation. Revelations Richard cannot stand. The 3rd stage is bargaining, begging God for second chance. Lord, I know it is a reach, but I'm begging on my knees. Resurrect the boy James, resurrect the boy Screech. I'll devote my life to thee, I will live a life of peace. Stage 4 is depression, that's
Amazingly performed musically, but I want to give a shout out real quick. He's not even speaking to us so that we can hear him, but what we can see, what we are getting from him is his body language and facial expressions as he's having this conversation with his therapist. This actor is doing a phenomenal job of representing what Ren is rapping about. The switches are really, really good.
I'll devote my life to thee, I will live a life of peace. Stage 4 is depression, that's a lesson taught in grief. Depression, demonic like possession, that feeds upon this spark for life. No water is refreshing, no sunlight brings him warmth, no sleep will ever bring resting. His guilt and doubt are oh so loud, the silence sounds so deafening. Depression, the numbing of expression, the negative obsession, ruminating in oppression. Stressing is a lesson when your mind begins reflecting, that's stage number 5. 5 is acceptance.
This is the thing here, right? In this course of him doing this, Ren making this masterpiece, let's call it what it is, he's gonna be touching so many different people that deal with these type of problems, that either deal with PTSD as a whole, that have dealt with going through the stages of grief, or maybe dealing with something specific, somebody that may have anger problems, somebody that may be, dealing with depression. And the way he's describing and vividly going through those things, I feel will make his audience that may be dealing with those things feel seen, feel heard, feel like they're not alone, which is a huge, huge positive to making music like this, that you can make people who might otherwise feel like, why is this happening to me, make them feel like they're not alone. That can oftentimes be like the first step to making them feel like they're going to be okay, right? It's not going to fix them. It's not going to maybe fix is the wrong word because then it implies that something's broken, but it's not going to solve all their issues or their problems, but it can be like this light when they constantly feel like they're immersed in darkness, right? So man, I absolutely love this. It's fantastic.
Mind begins reflecting. That's stage number 5. 5 is acceptance.
This.
Souls get shaken up. The road's never quite ideal, but slow rise, dust it off. And let me tell you something, Richie, man, I'm proud, cause you pulled a stitch from the seam. The wound was open weeping. Felt like a regression, but that flesh was set for healing. You wrestled imperfections, misdirections, walked with demons. Most demons are a fallen angel. Truth has double meanings. Perspective disconnects the trauma. Trauma turns to lessons. The biggest curse you'll ever face could be your greatest blessing. Remember, in the darkest times, no need for second guessing. No path is ever linear. A stumble leads to stepping. You're a soldier, a scholar.
A stumble leads to stepping. Ooh.
No path is ever linear. A stumble leads to stepping. You're a soldier, a scholar of life's sorrow. And
The delivery on that?
a stumble leads to stepping. You're a soldier, a scholar of life's sorrow. And day follows day. There will always be tomorrow when it gets colder. Whatever, it's only weather. Rain feeds the crops, let them grow. Think clever. I'm so fucking proud of you, Richie, my boy. I know you're itchy, my boy, to get to work and deploy. Serve and protect my don, in for the right reason. I know you think you've done wrong, but look at who you become. It's your first day at work, big man.
But you see, this is the interesting thing, right? And this is where I want to give props one more time. He said the final stage is acceptance, okay? And the acceptance is allowing him to maybe get to a place where he can return to work and get back to doing his thing. But when you look at this actor's portrayal of this situation, it is by no means over. It is by no means a closed chapter in his soul, in his mind, in his emotions, in his mental state, whatever place you want to put it in. It's like it is still deeply affecting him, and you can see that in his facial expressions, his body language, his lips trembling as he was taking the breath. Like, very, very, very well done. I'm super impressed.
Hold that head up high, my friend. Come on. We're all proud of you, Richie. I hope you get out there and smash it. I mean, what could go wrong?
Oh man, that makes me so sad. You know, what's the rule? Don't say couldn't get any worse. Don't say what could go wrong. Wow, guys, that was phenomenal. That was a masterpiece. I don't know how this guy just keeps getting better and better, but he does. One of the things that I want to, on my own, because I don't want to drag this video on, one of the things I want to go back and listen to is specifically the part where it was talking about Vincent's beginnings, right? I want to just listen to some of those details again, specifically talking about his mom, and then maybe go back and listen to Violet's tale, because I just want to hear, first of all, I want to see if there's a connection. I don't know if there is, other than the, parallels that we're going to see from these storylines. And the fact that Richard has unfortunately been the one who's ended up connected to all three, tragic situations. So that's something that I'm going to do on my own as kind of like homework. But yeah, so that's, you know what, guys, real fast. If any of you are guitar players, I don't know, I was following this video. I'm gonna subscribe to Ren. I don't know if you guys have seen my update video, but I'm having to go back to work. I've managed to get a gig that's like, in the beginning is going to be mostly work from home, so I'll be able to be in here. But as time goes on, that might change. I don't know. We'll have to see what goes on. But just times are, a little bit financially tight. So, I dropped $30 on this guitar. I got to go see how much Ren's guitar lesson tier costs per month. But I found some free guitar lessons on YouTube. The thing is, that guy on YouTube, I think it's like Justin Guitar or something like that. It was like recommended on multiple like threads and posts that that's a good one to check out. But he had in his lesson to start with the D chord, but the issue I'm having, so see right now, like I'm pressing, I don't know if you guys can see, but like I'm pressing these two strings. So that one seems okay. So I can have that middle string free right now, but the moment I go to put my other finger on it, it like kills the other strings. You know what I mean? So that's the thing that I'm struggling with right now. And if anybody who plays the guitar a lot has any tips, comment down below and let me know. I'm not giving up. I've seen people online talk about it. I'm not going to use it as an excuse that I have big fingers so I can't play the guitar. I don't think that's true. I think if you practice enough and you kind of keep just trying to persevere, you can figure it out. And I'm going to figure it out. But that's the issue that I'm having right now, is trying to place my fingers properly so that they're not dampening like another string as I try to, get into these positions. But anyways, yes, if you guys are still here, I greatly appreciate you spending your time with me. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.